Welcome to Canadian Innovators, the show that celebrates innovation, entrepreneurs, and the Canadian spirit. I'm Jocelyn, and every week we introduce a new entrepreneur or expert in the economy to tell their story and unpack the challenges of keeping jobs in Canada, as well as to discuss potential solutions for economic growth and prosperity. How many Canadians have a pension plan through their workplace? If you're lucky enough to have a pension plan through work, how many of these plans have unfunded pension liabilities? That means, does the plan have enough funds to cover the money that they will need to pay out? Government employees may feel that they are safe. However, one just needs to look at Detroit public sector employees to see that even cities could go bankrupt. We have an aging workforce in Canada and less workers coming behind them to support them in their retirement. These are very concerning topics. And what are the options for pension plans? Joining us to discuss these questions today is James Pierlot, founder and CEO of Blue Pier, Canada's first pension plan as a service. James has more than 20 years of public and private sector experience in the regulation, governance, and delivery of workplace retirement plans, and has been awarded the Queen Elizabeth II Diamond Jubilee Medal and the Chicago Actuarial Foundation's John Hanson Award for his published work on pension policy and advocacy for better retirement income security. He's a member of the C.D. Howe Institute Pension Policy Council and serves on advisory committees of the Financial Services Regulator Authority of Ontario. Welcome to the program, James.
Thanks, Jocelyn. Happy to be here.
So, James, I'm fascinated to hear about your pension plan as a service. Can you tell us what this is?
For sure. Well, not so long ago, if you wanted to have a computer and network capabilities for your business and work collaboratively online and back up your data securely, you had to buy your own servers and software and hire staff to install and maintain all of that. But today, most businesses are using software as a service solutions. And like Office 365 or G Suite or Amazon Web Services. And this outsourcing of all of that enables them, even the smallest businesses, to access enterprise class software and computing power for a reasonable price. So workplace pension plans are similar. To set up a pension plan, you need to hire a consultant, file the plan with regulators, hire a record keeper, an asset custodian, investment managers, and then you have to supervise all of that. And that comes with a lot of work, fiduciary duties, and costs. And with 100 employees or less, most employers do not want to get involved in pension management. And as a result of that, most Canadians have no workplace pensions. So Blue Pier solves that problem with what we call a pension plan as a service. Instead of setting up their own plans, employers can join Blue Pier to get a low-cost institutional grade pension plan in the workplace. And all of the core functions are outsourced. The record keeping, the investment management, the custody, the regulatory compliance, all of the member communications, all of that is done by us. The employers contribute, we do all the work, members get pensions. It's really that simple.
Well,
and best of all,
sorry, go ahead.
And best of all, it's institutional class, just like the biggest public sector plans.
Sounds fascinating. James, we always want to hear about our guest story. What led you to create Blue Pier?
Well, I grew up on a pension plan in Prince Edward Island, and it was a mixed farm. We had animals, we grew cash crops, etc. And sometimes we had to hire staff to help us out with it all. And I used to wonder sometimes what the seasonal workers did when they retired, what they lived on, because we didn't have a pension plan for them. And for most, the answer was not much. And it was a bit of a coincidence that my first job after finishing my university degree was at Revenue Canada, registering pension plans under the Income Tax Act. And a few years later, and a couple of degrees later, while I was researching Statistics Canada data on pensions and retirement savings for my master's thesis in tax law, I learned that pension coverage in Canada is mostly a public sector phenomenon.
So, James,
And probably
I'm going to cut you there because we have to go to commercial break. But when we get back, we're going to continue with your thought. And we're also going to bring in one of James's board members and talk about her experience as an entrepreneur.